Welcome, everybody, to Talk This Way podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Luttrell, and these are my co-hosts, Ethan Russell.
What's going on, guys?
And
what it
Brian
is.
Milam.
Yeah, I said it
He
too
didn't
early.
even.
Okay.
He didn't even
He
wait.
said what it is. You know me.
You know what it is.
Brandon Milo.
And this is the Doctor Strange episode. And for someone who wears glasses, you definitely didn't have to wear glasses.
Definitely didn't get it.
Shots fired. During the recording of our last episode in this makeshift MCU trilogy, we are going to go live during the episode on Instagram and do another quick T-shirt giveaway. So be sure to follow us on Instagram and become a part of that. So that is at Talk This Way Podcast at Instagram. All right, Ethan, I want to hear from you first. What did you think about this film?
Is better than I thought it was gonna be. It was. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the trailer, I was like, "This is just a freaking Inception ripoff. It's gonna be like super convoluted. It's gonna make no sense, and I'm not gonna like it because if anyone knows anything about me, I don't like movies where I have to think about things.
Right.
I like dumb action. Why do you
Right.
think John Wick is my favorite movie trilogy of all time? About
It
to
is
be
dumb action.
about to be like 5 movies. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yes, so with that being said, I like dumb fun movies. That's my favorite. I don't want to have to think about a movie for like 3 days afterwards just to understand the basic premise of it. So, with that being said, I mean, it's MCU, so you got to dumb it down anyway.
Right.
Because they're
Got to make it readable for all the plebs.
they're gonna cater to every single bit of audience they can,
Right.
even if it's super convoluted.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think it was good. It's not anywhere near like my favorite MCU movie, but
Right.
you know, it was definitely enjoyable. I enjoyed myself a lot, sort of. I wouldn't
Sort
say a lot. A lot's a strong word. I enjoyed it a good bit.
I really expected you to hate it a lot more than you did.
I mean, I thought I was going to hate it a lot more than I did too. But here we are talking about it on the podcast. And it's pretty lit. So,
And it's a great way to stay in shape.
I was going to refrain from it, but we still didn't. No one is going to get that reference because that is the one obscure joke.
Hey, editing Andrew
I'm going to
will.
reference it.
Yeah.
Well, we should wrap this up. You're getting wet.
Well, I'm living life before the cancer I have kills me, so I don't mind the rain. Water feels good on my skin. It's cool, refreshing, and it's a great way to stay in shape.
What kind of cancer?
It's rectal cancer. It's slowly eating away at my lower and sides. It's a quick process, both painful and untreatable, and it's a great way to stay in shape.
But
Yeah, Brandon. So tell us why this was your favorite Marvel movie, or explain yourself a little bit.
I mean, after watching
change
it,
your mind.
after watching it, I was like, this is good, but I don't think I could call it my favorite. I think I picked it because it was different.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah.
That's the first and only movie so far where they really explored that side of things, the
Right.
mystical arts.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool. And it felt like Inception in a way where it was trippy, but you didn't really have to think about it that much because it's magic.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
It's like Harry Potter. There's a science to it, but you don't have to think about it because it's magic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Inception was very much like the whole time you're trying to grip this with reality, and this was
yeah.
Doctor Strange was like, no, it's magic. It doesn't. None of it's real. In our heads anyway.
To retcon myself, it's my favorite movie visually,
Okay.
in the visual sense.
Yes.
Okay.
I still really can't put a finger on my absolute favorite Marvel movie, but I will say we did watch Winter Soldier before this one, and that was way better than
Yes.
three of us all remember.
Oh my gosh.
Action-wise, was
that
amazing.
was so. Excuse me. That movie was so swept under the rug. I don't remember it getting any super high, like hype popularity or anything like that. Like, I literally, if I could go back, I would change mine to that. Like, Captain America: Winter Soldier is like my favorite MCU film of all time. Like, it is so much better than the first Captain America, which is the one that I chose. That movie's great. I love that movie, but Winter Soldier is just so good. It's
just
good.
shot and choreographed. Like,
oh my gosh,
infinitely better.
The acting and the fight scenes, like, there's never a dull moment, and the story is never like just so, I don't know, not far fetched, but like, I don't know. It's just like, compared to, like, sequels to the other kind of films, like with, Iron Man 2, Thor 2, like those weren't that great,
Yeah.
But Captain America 2, that was way better than the original, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely like that one more. But as far as Doctor Strange is concerned, I loved, again, like you were saying, visuals in this movie. Like, the visuals are incredible, and obviously it's kind of trippy or whatever. Like, I've had friends that have made jokes like, I want to watch this movie on acid or something, And it's
You already are.
Yes, you definitely already are.
If you watched it like on acid, like, I think you would probably like die.
Yeah,
I think you'd feel more
explode.
sober.
Right.
Yeah,
no, you would be watching and you'd be like, that makes sense.
I get this.
Yep.
That's true. Don't try acid, ladies.
It's like before we watched this,
drugs.
like a few nights before we watched this, I showed Ethan like a clip of like the
Yeah,
trippiest part of the movie.
And I was like, what is this, bro? I was like, here we go, Inception all over again. No, this is like Interstellar bookcase scene. Like, I was like, what? You remember that scene, right? With freaking all the library books. I was like, what the heck is going on?
It's like a telescope or what is it called? A kaleidoscope kind of thing. And you're just like, my brain hurts.
I don't have the patience nor the brain capacity to fully comprehend / enjoy most Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
Like,
We've noticed.
yes.
Not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like,
No.
even for us, it's like,
I agree.
Christopher Nolan is a intense director. His movies are they make you think, even the Batman ones is like, they're a little bit less, but that's because they're superhero, If they weren't superhero, somehow you'd have to think about them, know? And even then you still kind of have to, but anyway. All right. So for those of you that have not seen Doctor Strange or have heard the story or whatever, I've got a brief story summary from IMDb. Let's see how good this one is. The story of the talented neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Strange, who, after a tragic car accident, must put ego aside and learn the secrets of a hidden world of mysticism and alternate dimensions. Based in New York City's Greenwich Village, Dr. Strange must act as an intermediary between the real world and what lies beyond, utilizing a vast array of metaphysical abilities and artifacts to protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I love how to protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Not the world, not Earth, not New York, the MCU. The plot is very strong with this one.
Oh, man.
Wasn't that the Russo brothers' job to protect the MCU?
Right. They did a
they're
good
doing
job,
a dang
too.
good job of it.
Again, Captain America, Winter Soldier was the Russo brothers, wasn't it? Yes.
It was their first. It was their first one in the whole
So
thing.
good. This movie wasn't. And just kidding. It was
great.
directed by the Russo brothers. No, I'm just.
It was
I
so
don't even
good,
know
though.
who directed
But-
this, honestly.
His last name was
Russo. Brother.
not Jackson, but like Ronston or something like that.
I think-
I'll say it in a little while.
I think I also picked this movie because Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters
Yes.
overall.
Do you like the actor that they chose to portray him, Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, I like him a lot, but it's just weird to me because every iteration of him is British, and they chose a British actor and made him American.
You're right.
So I'm a little confused in that area, but maybe he wasn't British in the comics. Maybe I'm just stupid. But
Well, in the animated Avengers TV show that I grew up watching, he was British.
yeah, I mean everything depicts him as a British man, and they
Yeah.
chose a British man to play him,
Yeah.
and gave him an American accent.
God.
Ugh.
Anyway, Yeah, so the budget for this film was $165 million. Opening weekend, it only made $85 million.
I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
dang good for an opening weekend. 85 million.
It made way less than its budget. Its budget was $165 million, and it only made $85 million
On the weekend?
No,
on its opening weekend.
well, it made 677 million in cumulative worldwide gross.
Right. Yes. Gross USA, it made $232 million, and then cumulative worldwide, it made, like Ethan said, $677 million. So it definitely made its money back. But opening weekend, this was one of the lower Marvel movies as far as how much it made on the opening weekend. And I think part of that is because nobody really knew about Doctor Strange as a character.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything to do with him.
He wasn't that
ever before
popular.
this.
Yeah. It's just kind of like the nerds and the comic nerds or whatever were like,
I mean, when I was a kid and I saw the announcement for that, like the Comic-Con live stream, I was like, yo!
yeah.
I lost my little pants because I was like 10 years old at the time.
Little pants went, shoo.
Like, poof. Exactly, man. I was thinking the same thing, honestly. Like, I was going to say.
Are you gonna drink the whole thing? What the heck are you doing?
I thought about chugging it, but then I realized
No.
that it's our ad.
That's
Just kidding. We're not sponsored by Arizona Sweet
we are
Tea.
sponsored by it.
Not yet. That would be amazing if we
Coming
were.
for you, Arizona.
Yes. But this is our sponsor. Now it's time for our two truths and a lie game. As always, this is a competitive game where
I never win.
say Ethan never wins. But basically, I pick two pieces of trivia from IMDb trivia, and then I make up my own and I jumble them, and they have to figure out which one is the lie. So, I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie personally. MCU trivia on IMDb is garbage. I thought it was going to be like the best ever because it's MCU and there's probably so many factoids, but they're all known. Like literally one of the trivias was like, Stan Lee can be seen in the bus, and I'm like, duh, he's in every movie, and like that's not trivia.
I'm going to win this just by reading it. I can tell.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is the CGI budget for this film was more than any other MCU film thus far. And then the second one is, while filming, Benedict Cumberbatch walked into a comic book store in full costume and bought an actual Doctor Strange comic. And then the third one is, Benedict Cumberbatch received help with finger-tutting movements from dancer J Funk to make the spell casting gesture look fluid and agile. Which one's the lie?
Oh my God! There's no way you made up number 3. There's no way.
It's number one.
Yeah.
The CGI budget being more than any other
Yep.
film?
Yes, I know he walked into a comic book store with a
Yep.
costume on.
I saw
I
that
remember
video
that.
too. Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have seen that. That would have been really cool. But yeah,
Imagine
you're right.
being the guy who owned the shop.
Right.
Like, what the?
So we were right.
Yeah, you're both right.
That's what I thought.
All right.
There's respect on that.
Some respect on my ass. Okay. No, that's just Wong. Okay.
Do my
We
man.
literally, if there's any minority in any movie we watch, like
This is why I'm still trying to figure out the kinks in that segment where you watch us watching the movie because I don't know how that's going to work.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Here's the next set. Number one.
Oh my God!
In the comics,
Paragraph.
the Ancient One is an old man. In this film, the Ancient One is played by a woman. Obviously, that's true.
Yeah, feminist.
Yeah, this is where the trivia is. This was a deliberate decision as Scott Derrickson, that's the director, felt the Ancient One was a title rather than a person. Additionally, this was also intended to avoid the risk of portraying any negative racial stereotypes, as the appearance of the Ancient One in the comic books is based on a Tibetan monk. The second one is the Ancient One's actor, Tilda Swinton, lost 40 pounds to play this role.
Bro, she
And then
always
the
been a
third
stick.
And then the third one is Morgan Freeman, Ken Watanabe, and Bill Nye were considered for the role of the Ancient One.
That's cap. That is total crap. Bill Nye, the science guy? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
I don't know who Ken Watanabe is, but
Is it bad that I want to pick that too? I was gonna pick that one before you even said that was Cap.
total
Going in
crap.
on this one, fam.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
You're both locked in on number 3?
Yes.
You're wrong. It's number 2.
You know what?
You know what?
That's
I did
fair.
say it was Cap. I said she has been a stick for her entire life.
How
Yep.
can she lose weight?
Exactly.
There was nothing in
fair.
there that said she
Morgan
lost or gained any
Freeman.
weight.
Morgan
Yes.
Freeman is cast for every
I
role
know.
ever.
That's amazing. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's really.
I thought that was
really-
unbelievable. Do you like when people do impressions of you?
No.
Okay.
I could put that in any trivia and it would still be true.
Okay, is this
You
the
could.
same
He
Bill
could
Nye
be
I'm thinking
Abraham
of?
Lincoln.
I don't know. It just said Bill Nye, so
It'd be a
maybe
movie
not.
about Abraham Lincoln, and they would try to cast Morgan Freeman.
Mhm.
Or like the most whitest person ever. They'd be like,
Yeah.
let's call up Morgan Freeman, see what he's doing, you know?
Yep. It's literally it's a
Trash.
movie about. I can't think of anything.
That's good. Me neither. That's why I moved
It's too
on.
late. All right. So here's the last set, and you both are tied. What?
Ah, there ain't no way. There are 6 references to Guardians of the Galaxy film? No
yeah.
way.
There were 6 references to Guardians of the Galaxy in this film, but director Scott Derrickson thought it would take away from the film's message, so he only kept in 3. And then the second one is Benedict Cumberbatch embarked on a strict training regimen by hitting the gym with the use of a personal trainer to beef up for the role. Cumberbatch would drink protein shakes and eat double the number of calories. And the third one is the Zealot's makeup took between 2 and 3 hours to apply.
Oh, that is total garbage. For 3 seconds of screen time,
Right?
with all that CGI, you're telling me that one scene
I'm
they went
assuming
with.
the Zealots are even like including the people with the eyes, you know, like the guy. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what that means.
3 hours though.
Benedict Cumberbatch embarked on a strict training regimen? For what? This is the same thing with freaking Peggy from Captain America.
Yeah, but
For what?
Benedict Cumberbatch was the main character. Was he ever shirtless though?
Yes.
No, was he?
You remember when he just shaved his beard, he had the shirt off, and it was like, why the hell is he that
was
ripped?
like-
All of that regiment really worked out because I didn't even remember that
He
part.
was just like,
Yeah, right.
I don't know. 3 references, still. That's a lot, especially for one film. Especially in the same universe. That's trash. Why Guardians of the Galaxy? I guess it makes sense, sort of.
Did
Doctor
Guardians of the
Strange.
Galaxy Volume 2 come after this?
yeah.
I don't know. The third one is trash.
like,
the
I'm-
second
I'm-
one's trash.
I'm
The first
mad.
one's trash. So which trashiest one am I going to pick?
I,
That's the real question.
I'm gonna go with the first one. I don't remember any references
Really?
to that.
Yeah, you're right, probably. But now I'm not going to piggyback off your answer, so I'm going to say 3.
Are you guys locked in?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any either.
You don't even know what the false one
No,
is.
that is the false one.
The number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured.
Dang it. Like I
So-
said, I never win.
I'm surprised.
Magic chair, but
You're right.
I will
which-
never win another match ever again. It's never going to happen.
I'm honestly surprised that for that little eye makeup, it took them 3 hours.
see, like,
Well,
okay,
maybe maybe their people
Maybe it
that they
was
hired
like-
were terrible.
They combined 3 hours for everybody that had the eyes.
so the reason I said that one was crap is because my mind went to the part when their skin started coming off and they were all like gray and they got like flung into the dark dimension.
Oh.
I was like, that part really? No, I don't think so.
No.
No, and it says the Zealots makeup. I would assume it means the eyes.
I don't even know who the
It's like,
Zealots are.
I'm gonna be a nerd for a
the
second.
people that were doing the dark magic stuff.
Like I read that, like I thought that name, like the Zealots, meant
Yeah.
like what they became afterwards. And my my nerd ass knows like
Yeah.
a lot of lore behind that. It's like when they came all like gray and shit like
Yeah.
that. They're called those are called like the mindless ones, and they don't
Right.
have like a soul or anything like
Yeah.
that after that.
Mm-hmm.
They're just kind of minions at that
Urethra.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. I mean, that's all I could think of because there's. I mean, what else in this movie is considered a zealot? You know, are there any other?
No, that's what they were
minion
called.
people?
I was just
Yeah.
I tripped on myself.
I spell cap. All right.
You're like it's. I still think that one's wrong.
It is.
All right. So this next segment is called "Ask Us Anything." Through the link in the description, you can record your own question for us through the Anchor app or going online. And again, using the link in the description. And we'll answer it right here on the show. It helps you get to know us and for us to get to have a little bit of fun with you guys. So follow the link in the description and record your question.
All right.
All right, this question is from
Master J.
I
Gordon.
say, yeah, Master J. Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, so my question for the Talk This Way podcast is, which movie sparked your love of film and your passion?
That's easy. But what's yours? I'll let you go first.
I don't. You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'd have no clue. So
Really?
y'all go. I'll think of it.
Man, I don't know, because it started out as me like watching horror movies. Really, is what got me into it. Because me and Ethan, like, I'd go over to his house all the time, and we'd watch like countless hours of horror movies. Horror movies that weren't even that good, like Lumberjack Man. Like, we would just watch so many horror movies for hours, and I'm not talking like in one sitting, but like that's literally all we would do sometimes. So, I would say horror movies in general is what got me started into like liking movies and watching more movies and all that kind of stuff. But like choosing one movie,
I feel like you
I don't
answered
know.
this kind of question before, and you said like Star Wars Episode 1 or something like that because you watched that all the time as a kid.
yeah, I had that on
I
VHS.
could be wrong.
I had that movie on VHS, and I would watch it, rewind it, and then watch it again.
The weirdest episode 1 on VHS, Spider-Man 2 on PSP. You
Yes,
had your
yep.
ways, apparently.
Yep,
Like,
I did. I had Spider-Man 2 on my PSP on that little itty bitty disc that's like that big. Good memories. Good memories. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what movie? He asked what movie. I'm just gonna have to say, because horror movies is what got me started, and the first horror movie that we ever really watched, like I was saying this morning, the first horror movie that ever really scared me and that got me excited about movies is Insidious. That was the
I
first
like that.
movie. That scene where they're all kind of like looking in one direction, then they just boom, look in the other direction. That I had shivers down my spine when I first saw that, bro, because it was completely black in our room that we were, sitting in, and it was just me and you. I'm pretty sure your parents had gone or something, or they were asleep, and we had just filled up on a ton of Little Caesar Crazy Bread. So my mind was like, so yeah, it was I would choose Insidious for that. So
I already know which movie it is for me.
you
that?
know?
Can y'all even guess? I want y'all to try
John
and
Wick?
guess.
No. First movie, not favorite movie.
First movie.
I've only known you for like a year and a half, so I
So,
don't really know.
This is, I'll give you guys a little hint. It's a superhero movie.
Iron Man.
It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2.
No,
Right?
dang it.
Spider-Man 1?
That was the first Spider-Man. Nice. Tobey
First-
Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raimi trilogy.
Yeah.
Man.
The best.
Nice.
Like, literally, I had watched the first Spider-Man movie because I had one of those portable DVD players.
The kind that got really, really hot on your lap, and you had to kind of pick it up because it was burning your leg.
Mm-hmm. I would always have it when I was around with my grandparents. I've said this before. And we always had the same DVDs in a pack. And there was always one that I watched every time, and that was Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man. And it was on a disc that was so scratched up that like half the movie wasn't even playable, so I had to skip it and do the other part. But literally, that was my movie, bro. I'm not as big into movies as Brandon or Andrew is, so like, I'm not as big of a movie fan, but that was definitely a movie I could probably watch like over and over again and never get sick of it. Same thing with John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, well, I take that back. I watched John Wick, the first one, for like the 80th time, and I was like, meh.
I don't think I could get sick of it, but I could get to the point where I don't want to watch it again. And I know that probably sounds counterintuitive and sounds like the same thing, but like, I won't ever hate it. I won't ever be like, God, John Wick.
So-
You know what I mean? I'll be like, man, I love that movie, but I've seen it so many times, it's not going to be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm interpreting that wrong, but the way I heard you say that was like it's kind of a dark movie, so it's hard to sit down and watch over and over again. Like
John
it's not
Wick?
really like a sit down eat popcorn kind of movie, like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that.
Mm.
You talking about John Wick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of. I mean, it's the action. It's the story is really really good, but it is really really sad. So I think it's the combination of all of that, and then it's also the fact that me and Ethan have both probably seen that movie 800 times.
That's fair.
So we literally we almost have that movie as memorized as we have The Last of Us the story memorized. Like me and him.
I'm never going to play that game.
All the time. We'll be walking around doing something, and then we'll just start quoting the movie, of John Wick, where it's, start quoting the beginning thing of like, well, John wasn't exactly the one you sent to kill the boogeyman. I said that wrong. John
Totally did.
I was like, what?
John wasn't exactly the one you sent to kill.
That's not it either.
Still not it. What is it? I can't remember.
John Wick wasn't the boogeyman.
No, that's
John
right.
Wick wasn't exactly the boogeyman.
Okay.
He's the guy you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman.
That's what it is. There you go.
That was
But
our
yeah.
TED Talk.
Welcome to John Wick Podcast. This is John Wick. I'm just kidding. So, Brandon, to answer
Your question for you.
Master J. Gordon's question, what movie got you into movies?
I can think of a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
But if I were to really narrow it down, I had to hit a certain age, like before I could really start getting into movies. Because when you mentioned Spider-Man, I was like, oh, that's gotta be it for me. But when I really watched that movie the most was when I was little.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but I didn't really appreciate it as much as I do now.
Right.
So the movie that really got me into watching movies was probably Avengers, the first one.
The first Avengers with Captain America in his pajamas.
Yes. That movie was freaking magical.
I
as a kid.
literally waited outside the theater. Not outside the theater. Inside the theater. Outside of the door. Because they weren't letting people into the movie theater yet. Like, the door was locked back when they used to do that.
Like into the theater room to see the screen room, basically? Okay.
It was locked. And all I remember is there was a huge line for the movie because this is Avengers. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But that's all I remember. All I remember is literally, like,
Being
waiting
so
in line.
excited.
I mean, at the time, I was still at that age where, like, I was like, yeah, movies are cool. You know what I mean? But I wasn't one of those people that's like, yes, I've been waiting for this movie for so long.
Right.
I was just like, I'm watching a movie. Okay, that's cool. I'll spend
That's cool.
I'll spend 3 hours of my life here.
Like, what happened for me was, like, my parents were those kind of parents that they would go to see the movie first to make sure it's okay for me to watch. I was 10 at the time.
Nice.
So,
How was that with 50 Shades of Grey? I'm just kidding.
My whole family went to see that. Opening
course.
night, we were excited.
Family
Right.
friendly.
My mom was a little too excited.
Ooh. She gonna listen to this, bro.
I hope not. No, she hates that movie so much.
Everybody does.
Everybody
it's trash.
does.
Anyway,
You know, on BlackBerry.
Exactly. It's free online. People don't pay money to go see that.
Fun fact: it was actually a fanfic of Twilight.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even a fanfic. It was a
what?
porno
Yes.
like remake. Yeah.
That's so off track, but I really want to ask more about that. But
It's believe me, we will have time. But man, it's stupid
She wrote the entire first book on
her
BlackBerry,
on her BlackBerry,
and it was literally like
probably on the toilet too, right?
probably yes, probably.
and it was they made a movie out of it.
Yeah.
There are so many things that I would want to make into a movie right now. But they made 3 movies out of that.
Literally, in an interview with her, she said that she's like, I wanted to make like a porno / like romance kind of version of Twilight. And I was like, oh,
All right,
okay.
but no vampires.
Right. Right. She's like, but take out all the weird stuff. I'm like, oh, okay.
So take away everything that might make it a little bit interesting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so bad. Anyway, so Avengers. That's awesome. So what were you saying? It was more like an experience for you?
So,
kinda
like,
thing?
before I
interrupted you,
saw
I'm
this
sorry.
movie, like, my dad came home and,
Yeah.
like, he was real, like, hyped about it. I've never seen my dad like this before, at least
Wow.
talking about a movie.
Yeah.
And, like, he would explain all these funny scenes to me. I'm like, wait, the Hulk is in this movie? What? Because, like, I wasn't allowed to watch any of the other Hulk movies before that
Yeah.
for one reason or another.
Right.
And like my first question was, is Spider-Man in this movie? And he's like, no, they don't have the rights. I'm like, what does that mean?
Right.
I'm a
I mean, I
10-year-old.
was so confused because there were so many superheroes I barely knew
Yeah.
in one movie. That whole concept was completely alien to me. I'm like, you know what? This sounds really cool. I'm gonna see if I can go with one of my friends. We ended up going with our neighbor next door. He has like 7 kids now, I think. But
Dang.
he was a big comic book nerd. I really looked up to him. Shout out John Bob.
John
But,
Bob.
Hey, John Bob.
Hey,
Hope
John
you're
boy.
watching. We don't need
Good
to
night,
use that
John
one.
boy.
I hate that one.
He's definitely not watching.
That's all we
this.
need to, yeah.
He probably hates me now. But anyway, I have a lot of memories attached to that
Yeah.
because when he took us to this specific movie theater that's been around for like 65 years at the time.
Wow.
Is that,
It
are you
was
talking
cool.
about the Shady Brook Cinema in Columbia?
No.
Okay.
No, this is.
That
Oh.
ain't been around 65 years.
I think it was in Mississippi.
It's old.
It's very old, but I don't.
Very old.
I think it was in like
Maybe.
Jackson, Mississippi, or something like that. It was.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah, it was a bit of a. It was a bit of a drive, but it was still one of those theaters that had like one room, one screen. Those really uncomfortable chairs.
Worth the drive. Worth the drive.
Gum
It was
everywhere on the floor.
the memories were worth the drive.
Yes.
Honestly, though.
Yes.
But
That's awesome.
after watching that movie, I had to go see it again and again. I watched that movie 3 or 4 times after that.
Dang.
One way or another, I found a way to do it. And
There you go.
I mean,
I hope somebody asks a question of like, how many times have you, like, what movie have you seen in the theater the most, and how many times did you see it? That would be a really fun question.
I already know which one it is for you.
I don't know. I've seen probably 4 or 5 movies at least 5 or 6 times in the movie theater before. A lot of
That's
different movie
ridiculous.
theaters, a lot of different movies,
Nah.
and a lot of different movie theaters, different experiences. I saw one movie that was in IMAX, Dolby, and then regular, and then 3D. Because I wanted to see what it was like, and it was $20 a month
Bro, that's
for
when
3 movies a week. So
okay, I was about to say I thought
why
that
not?
was before, and I was like AMC. Whenever they see you coming in, they're like,
I mean to
"Oh yeah, about to go see the same movie again." I don't know what you're doing, but I don't. Ooh, okay,
I mean
feel
to,
violated.
to end my segment. That
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
my bad.
I was just gonna say that was it. I was gonna say that movie like basically changed my life after that.
Mm.
No, I
If you
love
looked at my room, you can see
it. Right, all Marvel.
Stanley was my idol. After
Mm.
that.
He's dead.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Speaking of resting in peace, it is now time for alternate endings.
What does that have to do?
What?
Exactly.
That had nothing to do with that. All right, let's keep it going.
Okay. You can leave your alternate endings at patreon.com/talkthisway, or following me on Instagram at Andrew_Littrell, Littrell, or at talkthisway, the podcast, on Instagram. We only have one this week, and it is from Salty Cow, as always.
Ooh,
Golden
my
clutch.
salty cow.
You
You looking extra salty
as
today.
oh yes, extra salty.
Boy, girl,
This is rape.
rather not to say.
Right, prefers not to
Apache
say.
helicopter.
Right.
Either one. We see you.
The saltiest of beef.
Mm. All right.
What
Let's
was
go
that
before
thing
we
that
all
was
get
said
charged.
during the live stream? Same guy, Master J. Gordon. said
Immigration meat.
it. Immigration meat.
That's
That's got to
it.
be a T-shirt sometime. Okay. Salty Cow said, "This movie was too confusing to have an alternate ending. However, I feel like it should have ended with a glimpse into the future where we saw Tony's daughter or something cool like that."
Something like that from Endgame. Dang.
Hmm.
Dude, that would have been a dope end credit scene.
Mm-hmm. Way better than Doctor Strange being a freaking, what's it called? What's it called? Psychology. Oh my God. Not counselor.
What are you talking about, my guy?
I don't remember
At
any
the
of
end
that.
when he was talking to Thor.
Oh, you mean a
counseling
therapist?
session. Therapist. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word.
Thor came to Thor because in Thor Ragnarok, like Loki ended up on Earth because he was a little a little shit and put Odin there for some reason. I don't really remember that whole thing.
Right.
Me neither.
Right.
But Doctor Strange was like, "Get your brother off my planet, please."
Please. I don't want him
regardless,
here.
though, I feel like that what Salty Cow was saying is way better than what that was,
Yeah.
or at least would have been. But yeah. Anyway, all right. Thank you for those. Yeah, be sure to join our Patreon for other awesome benefits, as well as being able to leave your own alternate ending to the next movie that we're gonna watch.
Was that the only one?
Mhm.
Damn.
So our next film in this trilogy is arguably the best movie out there, according to a lot of people. Best Marvel movie anyway, best MCU movie.
Movie or movies?
Movie.
Okay.
'Cause
Never
as
mind.
far as anybody's concerned, it's one movie that was chosen, but I'll explain in a second. Ethan, would you like to share what our next and final MCU movie is in this trilogy?
Is it Captain Marvel?
You made that joke last time.
I know. It's still funny. Shut up.
So, my favorite film, MCU film, technically, well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite
Anymore.
after watching it, after
should've
seeing
watched
all
all
these
of these
MCU
first.
movies, but I will say this. It's going to be Endgame, guys. I mean, what did you expect? It's Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
how it is in the podcast, we are also in the Endgame.
Right.
Okay?
We're in the end game now, boys.
That's what I'm
Last
trying to say.
episode
Now,
in our trilogy.
what I will say about Endgame, that's the only movie that I've watched 3 times in a theater, because I don't usually watch the same movie in a theater very often, like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watch a movie and I'm like, all right, that was good, and then I like if I see it again, like on DVD or thing, I'm like, oh, I'll rent it. You know, this is the first movie that I ever went to the theater like 3 times to watch. Like, is
We
that
all
good?
went opening week or opening night.
Mhm.
I really
We
wish
went
I
the
knew
night
you guys
before opening night.
at that time.
It would have been lit, bro. Because at the
You
time,
weren't with us? Oh no, that was Landon.
it was me, you,
Jacob.
Landon, Jacob, and
I think it was Dylan.
Dylan. Yep,
Was Joe there too? I think Joe was there.
I think it was Joe. Yep, and that
We're
was
name
it.
dropping everybody right now.
Get their last names and their social security
Well,
numbers.
I mean, if we say their first name, it's not like they're gonna
No,
be.
I know.
Yeah, I was about
Hopefully
to
they're
say,
listening, guys. But yeah,
Cali boy.
it was so much fun. So much fun. Like it would have been great. Like literally we walked in and I saw the boy from the gym, what's it, Vladimir? I
Vladimir.
saw Vladimir there, which is a real dude. He works out at our gym, and I saw him there fully dressed up in Captain America outfit with the shield and everything. And he walked around and was posing with other superheroes, and then they somehow they all found each other, but it was totally random people, never have met, that were all dressed up as Avengers characters, and they all came together to make an Avengers photo. It was so cool.
My dude Vladimir, bro. Like,
Movies unite people, bro.
Mhm.
Or in the Dark Knight situation, kill a lot of people. But anyway, they
True.
Damn.
Anyway, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I loved going to see that movie in the theater because I went and saw it about as many times as you, which is not normal or not abnormal for me. But it was it was a lot of fun. I loved seeing it in IMAX. I loved seeing it at Dolby, like the different ways of seeing it. I love seeing it at home. Like it was really really cool. But
so with that being said, I will take this over, guys.
no, I still got to say something. So, as we are doing Endgame, we're doing Endgame as our last movie. We, the way that we're going to do it, because you can't really talk about Endgame without talking about Infinity War, because it's a part 1, part 2 kind of deal. We are going to do both, basically. So we're going to watch
But only
both.
one for the
Oh, yeah.
podcast.
Well, we're going to watch both and then talk about both, basically, even though Endgame is going to be the main source of the trivia and all that other stuff.
What?
Doing Infinity War with it helps the story and makes it easier to talk about it. So,
Yeah.
um,
Just like our how our continuation was with the podcast with Captain America, Doctor Strange, Endgame. We had a nice subtle, just go through with all the movies. You know, we totally didn't skip like 4 movies in the podcast,
We
but
only
it's
had to
okay.
skip 2.
Hmm?
Nope. No, never mind. You're right.
I think we skipped.
We
3.
willingly skipped 2.
Yes. Yes. But
Ugh.
so right now we just finished.
Doctor Strange.
Right. I mean, obviously for the podcast, but like as far as like our chronological
Ant-Man.
walkthrough, we are at Ant-Man, but we had just finished Age of Ultron, and so Ant-Man's next, and then what was after Ant-Man?
Civil War.
That's right, Civil War, and then
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy because we're watching both.
Oh, that's right.
Again, like at the same time. Anyway, that's beside the point. That's what we're doing. All right, Ethan, you want to lead this? next
Guys,
one?
if you could rate this movie 1 out of 100 broken fingers from a car crash, how many would it be?
1 out of 100.
That's a lot
I
of
don't
fingers.
have 10
That's
fingers.
That's a lot of fingers. That's a lot of broken fingers. It's a lot of accidents
I've
and a
seen,
lot
like,
of
he's got his
unemployed
hands-
doctors.
His hands in the splints just, ugh. No, thank you.
Hmm.
That made my butt cheeks hurt. I'm watching that shit.
Like the slow-mo of just his hands just breaking. Ugh.
I mean, happens to the best of us.
Right. And he was the best of us. Anyway. I liked this movie. I didn't love it.
I
I picked the worst movies, I swear.
No.
Flashback to Life of Pi.
Oof.
okay, no, I agree.
Shout
That
out
was
to the
terrible.
2 viewers.
But here's the thing: it wasn't a bad movie.
No, it
I
was
enjoyed it.
good. It was a great movie. Visually, it was amazing.
Those
It
are
was
one of
on
the
par with
movies
this
that
one.
I would consider as a good film to think about.
Yeah.
If I could go back in time and pick a different one, I would pick Walter Mitty.
Oh my God, that would have been so much better.
There's more to talk about at that
Oh,
point.
I love that movie.
It's the same visually.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie. So anyway, with that being said about Doctor Strange, I would probably give this movie an 80. Solid 80. Yeah, just visually is amazing, acting's amazing, story's not bad. It's just, compared to other Marvel movies, it's just not the best,
Yeah.
But it's not bad at all. There are definitely way worse Marvel movies. Marvel. Anyway, so what about you guys?
I agree. It's not the best. It's not the worst, however.
Right.
I would put it in my top 10 in that series.
Well, you voted it your favorite for this trilogy thing, so
It wasn't as good as I remember it being.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
say that. I think I just liked the idea of the character a lot more, and I was like, "Oh, we gotta do this one."
I love, like, in the TV show and the comics that I've read, like, I love Doctor Strange's character. He's a cool character.
I was gonna say, like, after the alternate ending that you read,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I think that would be a good time to, like, reveal the Silver Surfer, someone,
Oh, yeah.
someone like just as mystical,
Yeah.
as he is, you
Yeah.
know.
And I
But-
have a strong feeling, and I'm hoping and praying that when they do Doctor Strange 2, it will be when they unite the MCU with the X-Men. I hope that will happen.
They're
That would
taking
be
forever.
So cool. So what number would you give it?
I don't know why this number comes to mind, but like 78.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite an 80, but
Yeah.
it's very high up there. Probably the best I've seen visually.
Yeah, like
But-
out of all the Marvel movies? Like visually?
Yeah,
Black Panther was pretty good visually. I remember that.
that's not
movie
the one that
visually
came to
good.
mind, but I agree.
What movie was better visually?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Did you say Black Panther?
Have you seen that one?
That movie visually
Bro,
is
the
amazing.
CGI in that movie is garbage.
Is it?
What?
Yes! You remember the last fight with Killmonger, bro? Don't tell me you don't remember that. That
I
CGI
don't remember
was
it being bad.
we gonna watch it after
Yeah,
this,
we'll
bro.
have to rewatch it
'Cause
because I
it
remember that movie being
is
visually
bad.
awesome.
Ugh, it's a little bit of a stinker, just a little bit. It's not terrible, but
Huh.
I will have to show you guys.
I'm second guessing everything I know about the MCU right now.
I'll just have to show you guys later because, man, that last fight is rough.
Really?
Bro, it looks like a
Well,
PS2
we're gonna watch
cutscene.
it. The corner faces, triangle faces.
Shout out Laura Croft's titties.
True.
I mean triangles.
The triangles.
Okay, well that's a good number for this movie. That's not bad.
Me?
Yeah.
Have to give it. I have to give it a 75. I'm gonna give it a 75. Broken Fingers out of 5.
That's not bad.
And a 3. I would think that this movie's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it is better than a lot of other MCU movies.
Mhm.
But I don't think it comes close to my favorites. You know what I mean? Like it's like above average. Like there are a lot of average Marvel movies.
It's better
lot of
than Thor:
average.
The Dark World, Captain Marvel, Hulk, like all those. But it's
Yes.
not as good as like Captain America: Civil War.
Like I
Captain
said,
America,
favorite movie, didn't
whatever.
say it. Iron Man's my favorite MCU
Yes,
movie.
yeah.
The original Iron Man. The movie is the
Okay.
best.
So if we could go back and change our answers, mine would be Captain America: Winter Soldier. Yours would be Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
and you said yours would be the first Avengers movie. Is that what you were saying?
Either that or. Yeah, I was gonna say Winter Soldier too, but
Okay, you can. Again, we're not.
yeah.
We've already made our decision, so podcast-wise, it's over. But
Like rewatching them
Yeah.
now is like it gives a whole nother perspective.
I'm seriously, guys. If you haven't seen that movie, or if you haven't seen it in a while, go back and watch it, the Captain America: Winter Soldier, because it is so underrated. So underrated. It was so good. Russo brothers,
It had no
Oh my
business
gosh.
being that good action.
right? That early in the
It's
whole
like, whoa.
like series of movies, it was amazing.
That whole scene in the Lemurian Star, the Lemurian Star. I don't remember what that ship is called, but like
Oh yeah.
the whole stealth mission thing was
Mhm.
awesome.
That was lit.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Tune in next time for our Endgame review, and we'll also go live on Instagram during that. So be sure to join in and follow the podcast Instagram or my Instagram, and then that way you can keep on tabs when we do record because it varies every week. So we'll see.
Cool.
But yeah. Anyway, have a good one.
It's been lit.
I don't know what to say now.